here is your forecast first.
Here's a look at the satellite and radar on this Sunday, a day with a lot of sunshine, even if it is some more of that hazy and smoky sunshine, but overall skies relatively clear, and it's warm, but still kind of comfortable, near 80 degrees. Tomorrow, temperatures make a big jump. We're heading to around 90 for a high. Not before we have a nice Sunday evening, though, as we wrap up the weekend. Just a few clouds. It's a mild start coming up tomorrow morning, and then temperatures sorted near 90. We'll have sunshine, hazy sunshine, smoky sunshine again tomorrow. Then storm chances are here middle part of the week. I'll go over that in a couple of minutes here on our Quad Cities News at 5:30.
Live from the heart of the Quad Cities, you're watching our Quad Cities News at 5:30 on Local 4.
Thank you for sticking with us this Sunday evening on your Local 4 News here at 5:30. Well, Illinois lawmakers raced against the clock to pass a $55 billion budget package before the midnight deadline for fiscal year 2026. Illinois Capitol Bureau Chief Cole Hankey has our top story.
Balanced budget. This is a compassionate budget. This is a budget where we are planning and preparing for what we are afraid will be disastrous cuts from Washington.
They got it all done, but they had far from unanimous support from Democrats alone. The budget includes $55.2 billion in spending and is balanced using just over $1 billion in new tax increases and one-time revenue streams. It's the same level of spending that Governor Pritzker proposed during his February budget address, but the revenue streams are new.
If you don't want to vote for a budget that invests in that and invests in people, don't worry. We'll do it for you, as we always do.
The budget fully funds the K-12 education obligation. It only gives higher education a 1% increase instead of the 3% increase originally proposed, and it also cuts the program which gives non-citizens between the ages of 42 and 64 access to state-sponsored health care. The version of the program for non-citizens over the age of 65 is getting $110 million to keep operating, and Democrats say they did all of this without, quote, broad-based tax increases.
There are no broad-based tax increases in this budget. There's not an increase in the individual or corporate income tax increase.
Instead, the budget will rely on a mixture of one-time revenue streams like tax amnesty programs and increases in certain, quote, sin taxes on the sale of cigarettes and vapes and sports betting.
Taxes crush people to the point where they want to leave our state or support the working men and women of Illinois. People are going to go packing, and my guess is they're going to send you guys packing.
Republicans were vehemently opposed to the budget, and they were incredibly frustrated with the process, as the full description of the proposed revenue plan did not come out until well into Saturday afternoon.
They're going to pass it through the House and pass it through the Senate in less than 9 hours. That lack of transparency alone and that lack of being upfront with the people of Illinois should be more than enough reason for Governor Pritzker to veto.
Ultimately, the budget started to move right around 9 p.m., and lawmakers fit it in before the midnight deadline. Democrats focus on the shaky ground the state is on as the federal government threatens big cuts.
Whether you believe it or not, because of whatever you want to believe, people are coming to this state seeking the protections and the rights that we fight for in this state. Vote yes.
But Republicans focused on the hastily released budget and the lack of answers Democrat budgeteers could give during committees.
This is a $55 billion organization. I came from Caterpillar. We had about $60 billion in sales. There is no other organization that would ever run like this.
Ultimately, Democrats were able to get the budget done, but there are still plenty of questions left to answer as they go into the summer.
That was Cole Hankey reporting. Now, lawmakers considered another package of new tax increases as part of a transit reform legislation, including a $1.50 delivery tax on anything somebody had delivered to their home, besides orders of only groceries and medicine. It passed the Senate, but lawmakers adjourned without calling for a vote in the House, which means it didn't pass. And there will be an autopsy this week to learn the identity of a body found in Kewanee. It was during Friday's search operation. Someone who lives nearby and was helping with the search notified authorities when they saw the body in a rural area west of the city. Kewanee police have been looking for Catrell Reed, who was reported missing more than a week ago. They say they can't identify the body because of the condition. The pushback continues from some Republicans who are opposed to President Trump's budget bill. They say the costs in the bill outweigh recent cuts and will add too much to the deficit. Christian Benavidez reports.
Republican Senator Rand Paul from Kentucky is among those legislators not backing down from concerns about President Trump's budget bill. On Sunday, Paul said he's one of several Republican senators against the way the bill is currently written, arguing it adds too much to the deficit.
If I vote for the $5 trillion debt, who's left in Washington that cares about the debt? We will have lost. But the GOP will own the debt once they vote for this.
Trump has been adamant the bill, which he's named Big and Beautiful, should move forward quickly. Over the weekend, the president wrote on social media that if Senator Paul votes against the bill, the people of Kentucky will never forgive him.
Look, I want to vote for it. I'm for the tax cuts. I voted for the tax cuts before. I want the tax cuts to be permanent. But at the same time, I don't want to raise the debt ceiling $5 trillion. So I've told him if you take the debt ceiling off the bill, in all likelihood, I can vote for what the agreement is on the rest of the bill.
Paul was also critical of Trump's tariffs, which he called a tax on his constituents. Over the weekend, the administration also continued to defend its recent decision to stop recommending COVID vaccines to healthy pregnant women and children.
That panel has been a kangaroo court where they just rubber stamp every single vaccine put in front of them.
A number of medical organizations, including the American College of Obstetricians and Gynecologists, have expressed concern over the administration's changing guidelines, noting the dangers COVID poses to pregnant women. The FDA commissioner said on Face the Nation it's best for patients to consult with their doctors over COVID vaccines going forward. Christian Benavidez, CBS News.
Here is your traffic alert from Bettendorf. The second stage of the widening project on Devil's Glen Road from 53rd Avenue to Crow Lake Drive starts Monday. The west lane at Devil's Glen Road will widen between Maryknoll Avenue and Crow Lake Drive. The street will only have northbound traffic from Hopewell Avenue to Forest Grove Drive. There'll be a detour for southbound traffic. It should last about 4 weeks. And Iowa's Department of Transportation announcing a new start date for the Clinton Bridge Deck Overlay Project, now scheduled for next Monday, June 9th. Crews will work on the 136 bridge. Traffic will be rerouted to the Highway 30 bridge. The Transportation Department expects the work to wrap up in November.
Now, your local pinpoint forecast.
We'll start off with some weather headlines here late on a Sunday afternoon or early on Sunday evening. Pretty nice weather on the way for tonight, and then we go hot Monday with more smoky and sunny skies likely. And then Tuesday, front comes in, and this will give us some showers and thunderstorms. And that'll probably, at least for now anyway, for a little while, wipe out a lot of the smoke that we've seen and that haze that we've seen in the skies here over the last couple of days. And that's not just here in the Quad Cities, but that's been around a pretty large part of the Midwest. All right, here's the temperature trend for highs over the next 7 days. Notice we hit 90, but that's as hot as it's going to be for the first week of June. Then temperatures fall. 85 Tuesday with a chance for showers and thunderstorms, and then we're 80 and 74, and then it does get a little warmer here later in the week. All right, I do want to give you a little preview for the month of June in the Quad Cities. Averages right now, beginning of the month, 79 and 57. At the end of the month, the averages go all the way up to 86 and 64. Hottest it's ever been, 104. That's the record high on 5 different days in the month of June. The coldest it's ever been, 39. That's happened 4 different times. And June, one of the rainiest months of the year on average. We typically get about 5 inches of rain during the 6th month of the year. Our first good chance for some of those June showers and thunderstorms does get here on Tuesday. Don't have to worry about it tonight. I think it'll be a pretty sunset. That's another added bonus when we have the smoke in the sky from these either Canadian or northwestern or western wildfires. When we have that layer of clouds or that layer of smoke up above the ground, it usually enhances the coloring around the time the sun is setting, so I won't be too surprised if we have some good pictures of that here a little bit later tonight. This is the view in Muscatine. Skies looking a little more blue in Muscatine than they do in the Quad Cities right now. 80 in Aledo, it's 81 in Wapello, 77 in Muscatine right now, and it's 80 in Kewanee and Geneseo and Princeton. The temperature in Galesburg right now, 76. Here are the temperatures over the next 6 hours. You can see we'll go from the middle and upper 70s with clear skies into the 60s. At 11 o'clock tonight, we're at 63. Here's our satellite and radar update now. Mostly sunny today other than the haze, and it's been a pretty decent Sunday. Not a lot of wind. It's been comfortable today. And as we go into Monday, it is going to get hot. High temperature around 90 degrees tomorrow afternoon with some sunshine. I believe we stay dry for Monday and Monday night and Tuesday morning. Then we get the chance for showers and thunderstorms on Tuesday and Tuesday evening, and some of those storms could be on the strong side. Here's an early look for the severe weather risk on Tuesday. You can see the yellow coloring around the Quad Cities. That is a slight or about a 15% chance of some strong or severe thunderstorms on Tuesday. Not tonight, though. It's mild, a few clouds, 58. Remember, should be a pretty good sunset around 8:30. Tomorrow we go back to the 90s, even if it is just barely right at 90. We'll have some sunshine, but remember, we'll get that haze and that smoke in the sky again tomorrow. Several rain chances coming up, and remember, we do have that dip in the temperatures. We bottom out on Thursday with a high of 74, and we'll start to warm after that. Again, we've had one day, I believe it is, so far in the 90s this season, Hami. That was 93 degrees a little while ago. I think we'll get into the 90s just barely, but it'll be for the second time this year tomorrow.
Yeah, we've been talking about it might be a hot one this summer.
Yeah, so
this is warmer for here.
Yeah, we'll see how it goes. More often than not here lately, we've been a little below normal. That's bound to turn around at some point. At least for one day, it definitely will do that tomorrow. 90 is going to feel pretty hot compared to what we've had.
I just can't believe we're in June already. Jeez.
I know.
What happened?
Yeah, no kidding. Where is the year gone?
Oh, my goodness. All right, well, we'll check in with you later. Thanks, Andy. Well, coming up, the Clinton Lumber Kings putting up a big number against the Illinois Valley Pistol Shrimp. Nick Couzin shows us everything on our local news at 5:30. We've got sports next.
Sports on our Quad Cities News.
The Clinton Lumber Kings having a rough start to a new season, a 2-3 record, all 3 losses by 1 run. Lumber Kings trying to get back to 500 before going on a 6-game road trip while Tailgates and Tall Boys is in town next week. Sunday fun day at Nelson Corp Field, balloon fun for these two fans right here. Bottom of the third, no score, bases loaded for Caden Fromelt. Doubles to center field, that hits off the wall, almost a grand slam. Bases cleared on that one, 3 runs in, 3-0 Lumber Kings. Not done. Next batter, Braden Mulkey. This hits a little dribbler on the right, that brings in Caden Fromelt. 4-0 Clinton. Bottom of the fourth now, 2 outs, nobody on. There we go, right up the middle. It's Fromelt again, getting it done. Caden Fromelt, big game in this one. Next batter, how about it's another Braden Mulkey, double down the left field line. Mulkey and Fromelt having themselves a day out there for the Lumber Kings. 2 more runs now with 2 outs in the inning. It was 2 outs with nobody on, and now we have 7 runs coming home in the inning. A 7-run fourth after 2 out, nobody on. The Lumber Kings led 11-0 and win it big, 17-0. Lots of fun riding the Ferris wheel at Modern Woodman Park. The baseball played, though, all about defense. Top one, Logan Martin catches the runner, leaving second and throws him out, the lead runner off the bases. Later in the inning, another South Bend runner in scoring position. Callan Moss snags a liner at first and ends the inning without any trouble. Top 2 different story, Logan Martin loads the bases, then walks in the first run, and South Bend goes up by 1. The River Bandits bats getting it going late in this one, scoring 3 in the bottom of the 6th. Mauricio Velez earning the win, and the Bandits take the series 3-1. Cubs putting on a Sunday afternoon show for the young fans at Wrigley, starting bottom 3. Center fielder Pete Carl Armstrong, RBI 51 to the right side, and then scores on a Dansby Swanson RBI single. 2-0 Cubs. Later in the same inning, in the third, first baseman Michael Bush taking advantage of the wind blowing out. 2-run bomb to center. A 4-run Cubs third inning. Jamison Tyone dealing 6 1/3 innings, 3 hits, just 2 runs, 2 strikeouts. Cubs win 7-3, improved to 37-22. First place in the NL Central. Cardinals fall in the series finale to the Rangers 8-1. White Sox get swept in Baltimore and lose 3-2. Both have the same record going into the series. The Sox now have the second worst record in Major League Baseball. All-Men boys tennis welcome back to a big crowd at the Don Morris Gym, fresh off a third-place finish at the state tournament in Palatine. As a team, the Pioneers had their best finish, and Nicholas Patrick won a fourth straight singles title in straight sets, 6-3, 6-0, capping off high school career in historic fashion.
I mean, it's a lot of hard work, I think, put in behind the scenes. A lot of great opportunities that have been given to me. God willing, I've been put here to be able to just compete and do my very best, and couldn't be more grateful to my family who's made such incredible sacrifices. So really, really grateful for everything that's come about and really enjoyed the process. There's a lot of nerves, there's a lot of pressure, there's more expectations going into it your fourth year, but just playing tennis, doing my very best, and I think just learning to control what I can, my attitude and my effort. That was kind of a big thing this year, and to see it all kind of come together was amazing.
What an impressive run, 4 straight state singles titles, and in that run too, Hami, only 1 set lost.
That's
4 years.
We're talking Bill Walton levels of just never losing ever. Jeez, well, he lost once.
Doesn't even know what it feels like.
Well, how do you think the person who beat him feels? Right? I mean,
you're going in and you're probably like, I'm not beating this guy.
Right, yeah. Except for that one guy, I guess.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a great run, great high school career. Just, again, Bill Walton numbers
and
there.
now gets to go to Notre Dame and play some more tennis.
Oh, that's great. Wow. What a story. Wow. Well, thanks, Nick. Well, we will wrap up the show with Nick here and our chief meteorologist, Andy McCray. That's coming up next on your local news at 5:30.
Quad Cities News at 5:30 continues on Local 4.
Hello, you dirty little boys. Are you interested in my body? Wash? Well, you can't have it. Because this isn't for boys, it's for men. This is Dr.
Oh, relax. We're just trying to have a nice Sunday. Jeez. That was a Dr. Squatch ad soap from last year. Soap ad from last year inspired Sydney Sweeney's fans to ask if she would sell the bathwater she was sitting in at the time. Now she is. The Euphoria star says Sydney's Bathwater Bliss is a very real limited edition soap made with her actual bathwater. The company made only 5,000 bars. You can get your hands on one through a contest on Dr. Squatch's website while supplies last. The remaining bars will be available for $8 each starting Friday. Now, if you remember back in the day, real ones remember when Kevin Durant made that one tweet about Scarlett Johansson. Just look it up at home, folks. Kevin Durant, Scarlett Johansson. Just Google it. That's from 2011.
And it started the trend, and now I know some friends who probably want that bathwater, so...
Yes. At least making a joke out of it. I mean,
marketing is crazy, man.
Joke, right?
I don't know, man. I don't know. Nothing's a joke anymore.
It's smart marketing.
I mean, I get that they're going to sell it, and whatever. Anyone buying it, it's a joke. Please tell me this.
Let's find out. Let's go. Let's get it. All
right, here's the 10-day forecast. It is going to be hot and sunny and a little hazy again tomorrow. Good chance for some strong storms on Tuesday.
Have a great rest of your June 1st, folks. We'll see you Fox at 9, CBS at 10. See you later.
Follow our Quad Cities news 24 hours a day on ourquadcities.com.